Oh boy, I do believe we are off and running, ladies and gentlemen. Oh boy, we got all kinds of commotion going on. We got all kinds of commotion going on. We've got wide receivers stepping behind pylons because the field people decided that they wanted to put the pylon in front and paint the color the same. We've got LaMelo Ball saying really dumb stuff after basketball games. We've got your NFC South champion Denver Broncos out there, ladies and gentlemen. We have my brother is an idiot, and it is a completely different ball game today because the real, we all know who the real idiot, right? And that's Matt. It's November, and he decided to take a bunch of stuff and go up to a canyon in between two mountain ranges in the middle of Wyoming and go fishing
for fun.
So he's jammed between two mountain ranges with no cell phone, which is the best part of it. Having fun in the snow. So we hope that he enjoys that. Here with us, as always, is my brother-in-law, Frank. How's it going, buddy?
I'm doing good. Busy week.
I think Tank is also the idiot brother.
He is one of the idiot brothers. Have you done anything idiotic this week? That you can talk about on Facebook?
No.
Talk about somebody who likes to do really, really stupid stuff. That's me. I like to do stupid stuff. And someone who lives with that stupid stuff. My wife, the Duchess, is here with us tonight.
Hi, everybody. I hope you guys were able to catch the Star Wars episode of Nerds last week. And next week, husband will be reviewing a new album with
it's not a new album.
It's not new. Okay, it's not new to the world. It's new to the show because it's an album from the 70s, and he'll be reviewing that next week. So check us out on Nerds That Know. And Toaster, goon to you as well.
And we would be remiss if we didn't acknowledge and bring on special guest. We love him. We see him comment all the time, but he has only been on the show for a couple times. We're going to get him for the full episode this time, helping us out. It is Mac down there in Extreme Southern Command. What's going on, Mac?
It be cold outside, but warm in here where we got the beer and we're ready to roll.
I don't know where you're from, but I love every part of that.
Well, and I think this is the first time that Papa's face has been on. Normally, it's just his voice that he calls in.
Yep. So, I don't have the game in front of me. I'm assuming one of you two gentlemen has the Thursday night. We are recording this. It is live on Thursday night. We are watching a game on Thursday night that both Frank and Matt have predicted. What's the score of that game?
It is 10-6 in favor of, believe it or not, the Browns.
10-6. So it's
Cleveland be ahead, and it's snowing like you wouldn't believe. Wait a minute, let me see if I can get this for you. Hold on.
For those of you listening under the podcast, there's a phone in front of the camera. There's
we cannot see anything, but thanks, Papa.
Wait a minute.
So.
No, didn't work. All right.
Okay.
Well, that's because it's all white. That's snow.
Okay.
So, for prosperity's sake, Matt, of course, picked the Steelers. Frank, I believe you picked the Steelers as well, correct? So, we'll see how that goes. But we put that out on the internet that those two guys have picked those games, and we go from there. Before we get into this week's picks, do any of you guys want to say anything about last week's Broncos game really quickly before we get into the picks?
They won.
My husband wasn't home, so I didn't have to watch it.
They played a weak team, and so they played with the expectations of what we knew they were going to. They are going to beat the weak teams this year, and then by the stroke of luck, they may hold on to the 7th spot, but I don't think so.
Frank, what do you think?
Yeah, they beat up a weak defense, and apparently their defense was just way too much to handle for old Kirk O'Chains. So, I mean, they won the NFC South, right?
They won the NFC. They swept them. They took a big old broom out and they swept the NFC South. So
That
we
division
actually
should be
own
embarrassed.
the NFC South, and that's the way it should be. So, fuck off NFC South. Come visit us anytime.
Bo had his best game, and I think he got Player of the Week, didn't he?
He did get offensive rookie of the week. He might have actually gotten offensive player of the
Well,
week.
I can understand that because, as far as quarterbacks go and selectees out there, he is pretty offensive.
Before we go and get into these picks, we need to talk about the game that's happening now. And I want to get your take on this one before we move on and get any further so you guys can have more of say in this game. Mac, what do you think about the Steelers and Browns game?
They're both pretty even par in my book, but I picked the Steelers to win this one. And coincidentally, I have the Steelers as my defense on my fantasy football league, and my opposite, my backup is Cleveland. So, I didn't have much of an option here, and it looks like I may have picked the wrong one, but we'll see.
I have done a terrible job, and I forgot to look at my fantasy team again. But on this show, we always say, nobody cares about your fantasy team. Bobby, what do you think about the Steelers and Browns game that is currently happening?
I think I'm okay. Never mind. I was looking at something, but it's not a problem. I was looking at my fantasy team. I think that the Browns have ended up pulling it out a couple of times so far this season in a way that was surprising. So let's just say, what the hell?
Who's playing quarterback for Cleveland this week?
Winston.
Yeah,
Winston.
I'm surprised that you guys actually went with Pittsburgh. I'm honestly surprised. You guys love Jameis Winston. Both you and Matt. Like, you guys don't agree on a lot, but both of you guys just love Jameis.
Well,
I can't believe either one of you went with Cleveland.
In comparison to Deshaun Watson, how could you not love the W?
No, I mean, we are talking about, Anakin Skywalker versus Darth, Sidious or whatever. But, like the worst person in football. But you guys both love Captain Crab Legs, and you didn't pick that way.
It's Steelers defense is what got me. And the fact that they have won 2 games on 6 field goals and no touchdowns this season.
Okay, well, let's talk about another bunch of losers. Actually, before we talk about these bunch of losers, let's talk. Hey, Mac, you want to know how the boys are doing for the season?
Yeah.
Frank's got 86 points this season so far. That's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Matt's got 98.
Yep.
And Bobby does pretty well every week. Bobby's usually better. She's usually tied for first every week. So the Duchess does you proud on this show.
Okay.
She does
Way to go, daughter.
I pay attention to the sports ball.
I think me and Matt split on our.
I'm assuming he did. I didn't actually do the scoring this time. I was cooking fried rice when scoring was happening this week. So
the fried rice was delicious.
Yeah, we split on our ties this week.
I smoked a short rib and then, sliced the short rib and turned it into fried rice. So it was delicious.
Yeah.
So good. Like snap peas and mushrooms and onions. It was very delicious.
You lost me at the peas.
I love peas.
Hey,
like
not
carrots.
everyone can have. Yeah.
It's
I like
only okay
carrots,
in
too.
private.
Yeah, everyone's looking for world peace. The Cowboys are going into Washington to take on the Commanders. Commanders are favored by a whole lot of points in this one, as they should. I cannot believe the Cowboys still have a head coach.
Wait a minute. They have a coach for that?
The Commanders are favored by 10.5 points, and the over-under in this game is 45. I'm going to start right where somebody just tripped right over me. Go ahead, Papa. What do you think about the Cowboys and Commanders here?
No contest. Commanders all the way. The Cowboys actually, I don't know. I heard that they have actually recruited a bunch of Girl Scouts to come on board, which may help them possibly score a little bit more. But still, the Commanders are going to do it.
If nothing, they're going to get more calories intaken. Tank, what do you think about this game?
Oh, man, this is disgusting. The Cowboys put on another shit show last week. They have to be dead for the year at this point. You know, their offense was looking crap as it was, and no Dak has just made it worse. So, yeah, Commanders, they win. They probably cover the 10.5. And
yeah, I think so, easily.
Get the over, probably.
Toaster, if you're still watching, let us know in chat what the why they're rioting. What is that? What's going on with that protest at Harmon and Flamingo in Vegas? Tell us what's going on there. You sent me a video, but I'm running a podcast, so give me a little bit more context, buddy, so we can talk about that. So we're clean, baby. You want to clean sweep this one and say Washington?
Yeah, it's gonna be the Commanders. First off, they are the better team. Second, they are Carly's team. So there you go.
Sure.
How about them Chiefs?
Yeah, you know who just walked in the room.
We're not talking about them right now.
Okay, let's move on to the next game. And both of these teams wear white and some form of blue. And they're in the Midwest. We are talking about the best team in football right now, and that is the Detroit Lions going on the road to Indianapolis, where I'm not sure what's going on there. I don't think anybody has any clue what's going on in Indianapolis. But the Lions are favored by 7.5 points in this one. The over-under in this game is 50.5 points. I'm going to start with the Duchess on this one. What do you think about this game?
I think that the Lions are very angering this season because they're actually not crap all the time. And that bothers me because I liked it better when the Lions were crappy because then it made the rest of, anyways, I think the Lions are going to win. It just bothers me. They must have all gotten new mattresses because they're all waking up on the right side of the bed this season.
Frank?
I think the Colts will be able to score on them. It looks like they're writing it out with and that's probably the best option for them, honestly. So I wouldn't be surprised if the over hits, but the Lions are going to win this. They have a better team overall. They're just missing a couple pieces on the defense, and I think that'll allow the Colts to score. Pops,
what do you think?
I'm actually picking the Lions to go to represent the NFC in the big game. It's obviously going to be the Lions, and they'll cover the spread, and I'm thinking they'll cover the spread and add an extra 2 or 3 to that range. They're that good. They just look good.
They're having a much better season than I want them to.
Let's talk about a game now. Let's talk about a game now that we can keep the comments on this one fairly brief. We're talking about a juggernaut versus a tiny little baby. And that is the Kansas City Chiefs going into Carolina to take on the Panthers. Matt has picked the Chiefs in this game. They are favored by 11 on the road. The over-under is 43. Frank, what do you think about this one?
I'm a little bit surprised by the amount of points, but the Chiefs should win this pretty easily just on their defense alone.
Pops?
Same thing. What can you say? The Chiefs have it all rounded out. They just had a tough time in Buffalo. I don't think they're going to have a tough time here at all.
I feel like I should go with the Chiefs because that's what Dad picked.
The Chiefs are without wide receiver options number 1, 2, 3. They're starting 3 running backs, really both of their starting tight ends, and still have won every single game but lost to possibly a Super Bowl contender. They're having a pretty good season. Let's carry on to a team, and I'm going to start with my expert in this particular division. We're going to start with the Duchess on this one, as the Bears are welcoming in the Vikings. The Vikings are favored by 3.5 on the road. The over-under in this one is 39.5. Duchess, what do you think about the Bears and Vikings?
The Bears still suck. There's a song.
Frank?
Yeah, as weird as the Vikings have looked on offense the last few weeks, they're still going to handle this team, I think, because the Bears' offense is just brutally bad.
Dude, you can just say it. There's a song. Move right on. Everybody knows what that means.
Pops?
It's your turn, Dad.
Young man.
Who are we talking about again?
We're talking about the Vikings and the Bears in Chicago. The Vikings are favored by 3.5.
No, I'm sorry. I think since Minnesota now has their star tight end back in the game, I believe that Minnesota's going to actually take this one. Might be by field goal. I'm actually thinking they're going to win by touchdown. So I'm picking Minnesota on this one, and mainly because they got a great tight end back in there.
I forgive you because you have expert tight end analysis. I forgive you for not fucking paying attention. Next game on the docket is the Patriots and Dolphins, another game that I don't really pay attention to at all. The Patriots and Dolphins are in Miami, so they're going to have a good time. They're going to have a really good time because they always do. It's Miami. If you go to Miami, you have a good time. That's what it's there for.
Unless you get dropped on your head.
And then the Dolphins are favored by 7.5 points in this game. I'm assuming there's something I missed there. 46 points is the total for this game. Matt has picked the Patriots.
Why?
No, I'm sorry. Matt has picked the Dolphins in this one.
Okay,
Frank, what do you think about this game?
I think it's going to be a hard matchup for the Dolphins, to be honest. But I think they will win, but I don't think they'll cover the whatever it's 7 or whatever it is.
7.5. Pops?
Yeah.
They're both of these teams are like, wow. Yeah, which one am I going to be more bored with? So let's pick Miami to win.
Duchess?
I want to see how many concussions a quarterback can have and still win. So let's go with the Dolphins.
Lace is out.
Steve Young has the record, so.
Lace is out, Dan. And we're also talking about two teams that cannot protect the quarterback. Drake May is in danger on every play. The next game, I have to start with Frank on this one. Mostly because I don't know how many more weeks he's going to be able to say that his twin brother is the head coach of this team.
Wait. Do they have a coach for that?
They still do. They have a coach for that. His name is Brian Daboll. He's the head coach of the New York Giants, who play in New Jersey. They are welcoming in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are favored by 6 on the road. That tells you all you need to know, because 41.5 is the spread on this one. Frank, did you see the comments from Daniel Jones that he read off of that sheet of paper?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Carry on, bud.
He's a broken toy over there. Yeah, they have Tommy DeVito starting this week, which who cares? I think the Bucs win this easily, even with their offensive struggles recently. I don't actually see Daboll getting fired, weirdly enough. I think they're going to give him a new quarterback and give him a shot.
Pops?
My gut is telling me that the Bucs are going to win and going to take it, but every once in a while you got to go against the spread, and you just think somebody's going to all of a sudden wake up and do it to it, and it'll be one of those flukes. You're going to go, what? How did that happen? I'm going to go with the Giants.
He's going with Tommy Cutlets. Michaela would be a supporter.
There you go. Yeah.
Tommy Cutlets. Duchess, what do you think about this one?
You know what? I'll go Giants as well. That way it's me and Dad versus Matt and Frank.
You picked against your twin brother, Frank. How dare you? How dare you, sir?
Yeah, but I am more of a Baker supporter than a Daboll supporter. We all know that.
Yeah.
That is true. That is true. Matt as well has picked the Buccaneers in this game. Let's talk about a game that is near and dear to our heart in the fact that it's not at all. We don't.
We really give zero fucks on this one.
This game doesn't really affect us. I mean, it kind of affects us a little bit, but not really that much. No. And this is the Houston Texans are welcoming in the Tennessee Titans. The Texans are at home, favored by 8 points in this game. 40.5 is the over/under in this one. Mac, I'm going to tell you that Matt picked the Texans in this game. What do you think?
I'd have to go with the Texans as well, but I'm going to pick Tennessee just because I got family that live out there and I love them. I really don't think Tennessee stands snowball's chance in hell. They've played poorly. The wins that they've had on the road have been lucky, but again, occasionally I think there's going to be an upset, and this is one of them.
He is 100% doing this
Wrong.
with his heart. He's doing this with his heart. Yes. Duchess, what do you think?
I also have family in Tennessee, but I don't like them that much. So we're going to go with the Texans. Hey, we have family there too, Dad.
Yeah.
Frank?
After the Texans put the beats on their in-state rival, I don't think there's going to be a big surprise. Tennessee is pretty damn close to the Cowboys and the way they look and have played this year. So
I take umbrage with you calling the Dallas Cowboys an in-state rival.
It is. The only reason
they play in the same state, that is about the entirety of that rivalry.
Well, it's becoming a rivalry because Texans have finally won one.
Right.
But I think the Texans thoroughly beat down Tennessee.
I'm going to, as we normally do at this point, skip this next game. And we come back to it and do it at the end. The game after that is a NFC West showdown. And man, these teams are all like kind of bunched together in this one, right? This is the Arizona Cardinals, who are favored by a point going up to Seattle to take on the Sea Chickens. If you didn't know, the Sea Chickens used to be in the Broncos division back in the 80s and 90s. But now they are in the division with the Cardinals, the 49ers, and some other fucking team I can't remember right now. The St. Louis Cardinals.
I'm going to go with the Cardinals just because I really hate that the Seahawks wear highlighter green.
Over/under in this one is 47.5. Frank, what do you think about this game?
What, you didn't ask a question, so I got to do a thing.
You're 100% right about the NFC West just kind of being a cluster right now. So, honestly, either team could win this, but I have a little bit more faith in the Cardinals pulling it out.
Agrees with the Duchess, who also agrees with Matt. And, Mac, what do you think about this one?
Well, I would have gone the other way, except Kyle Murray has been playing out his ass the past 3 games. I mean, really. I mean, he's just been phenomenal. So I'm going to have to go with Arizona and way more than one. I'm thinking at least a touchdown.
It's interesting that, the Seahawks, as well as they have done this year, seem to have lost a little bit of an edge at home, right? Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
The 12th man isn't nearly as strong this year as it has been.
Yeah.
All right, here's a big game for you guys. We're going to start this one with the Duchess because we have to start with the expert on this game. And that is the 49ers, who she picks fairly religiously on this program, versus her team, her near and dear team, the Green Bay Packers. They're in Lambeau, guys. This is a this is a rivalry, guys. Like, if we're talking about NFC rivalries, this is an all-time rivalry that goes back in the back in time. It goes back ways. Anyways, the Packers are favored by 2 at home. 47.5 is the over/under in this one. What say ye, Duchess?
Pack is going to win. And it's going to be probably by a field goal.
All right. Pops?
They got Christian McCaffrey back in the lineup, So that speaks to something, and the pack hasn't really been the same since Aaron what's his nuts left.
You know what? Aaron What's His Nuts can suck his own nuts. All right.
He
We
might
are
be able
very
to.
happy with Jordan
Yeah, that
Love
dude
right
seems
now.
flexible.
Yeah, well, Jordan Love is my backup, so
Devo.
I like Jordan Love. Yeah, tough call. I don't think that Christian's going to be able to do what as well as he can against Green Bay's defense, so we're going to pick Green Bay, and I'm going to go with the Dutch and say probably by a field goal.
The Dutch. Frank?
I think we are all in agreement on this one. 49ers looked weak. Even with their weapons back, they looked weak the last few games. So, yeah, Packers at home. Yeah, it should be a close one. 3 points seems right.
All right. Next one is an interesting one. It is Sunday Night Football, and it is the Philadelphia Eagles not traveling to St. Louis because the Rams don't play there anymore. They abandoned ship and moved to Los Angeles to Kroenke's house. The Eagles are -3 on the road in this one. They are favored by a full field goal in this one. 49 points is the over-under in this game. Let's start with Pops on this one. What do you think about this game?
Oh, shoot's that's kind of a. Yeah, no, there's no way the Rams can win. So we're going to go with the Eagles all the way. They're going to kick their butts. I mean, that 49 spread is assuming that the Eagles are going to score 36. So, yeah, the Eagles.
Frank?
This is really a strength-on-strength game for both sides. The Rams receivers versus the Eagles corners and secondary is a pretty good matchup, actually.
You have a great microphone, and we are hearing everything, even when you crinkle the bottle or move your hat.
Oh, okay. I'm
Great
sorry.
microphone.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
It's okay. I love you. You didn't know. Now you do.
So you didn't hear your mother saying that she didn't want to hear me talking about the spread?
Frank, what were you saying, bud? Can you please go back to what you were saying?
Yeah, I was
as
saying
quickly as possible.
Frank,
Quickly.
matchup with the Rams receivers against the Eagles secondary. Both of those have been pretty good this year. I'd say the advantage goes to the Eagles just because of the run game. And honestly, the 3 point seems right on the spot. I think Saquon gets them the points they need to win it. But that's about it.
Did you guys see that there's a DLC for Madden where they added in the Saquon Spinneroonie hurdle already into the game?
Yeah,
they
it was put in
DLC.
on the new season update. Yeah.
Yeah, it just got put in today. Isn't that crazy? That happened 2 weeks ago. They put it into the game. Technology, man.
Yet they can't cure cancer, that have been in the game for a decade. I don't understand that.
Can't cure cancer, but whatever. Duchess, what do you think about this one? Eagles and Rams.
I'm going to go with the Eagles. And for the same reason I always go with the Eagles when I choose them is because the first boy who I was in lust with was a big fan of the Eagles back when I was 9.
Ooh, that would be Mr. Blink.
Yes.
And I'd just like to say, caw, motherfuckers. The next game is also featuring a bird on the road.
Would you like an update on the score before you go forward?
Please, carry on.
Yes,
Absolutely.
the score right now is now 18-13. Cleveland scored a touchdown, and it was answered by the other team, the Steelers. And so that's what it is, 18-13.
So the Browns are still ahead then?
Yes, they are.
Okay, perfect. Let's talk about a team that's in that division as well, and they are going on the road, and they're a bird, and that's the Baltimore motherfucking Ravens, and they are going on the road on Monday night to take on the Chargers, and Baltimore is going to travel well, so that is not a home game for the Chargers. The Ravens are favored by 3. This is a really interesting game, guys. Frank, why don't you go ahead and take this one away? The over-under of this one is 51 total points. What do you think about this one, Frank?
I think the Ravens the spread surprises me. The Ravens got snuck on last week. We all kind of expected that because it was the Steelers. This Chargers team isn't that good yet, so I think the Ravens cover, and they do it handily.
Man, that defense is something else, though, man.
Yeah.
Duchess.
I have to go with Poe.
Pops.
Yeah, I think Lamar's going to bring it to him again, and I don't think they have an answer for it. So we're going to go with Baltimore.
Not a single person on this panel mentioned, not a single one of you mentioned that these are two brothers that are facing off in this game.
Oh,
This
that's
is
right.
the
It's the
Harbaugh Bowl.
Harbaughs again. There you go.
This is the Harbaugh Bowl, guys.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Right.
Don's been
Do you
winning
think
it.
that their
So
parents will
can
do
I
the
go
same
back and
thing?
say that they're going to tie?
No.
Yeah, no, I can't do that. Okay.
Okay, so you remember when the Eagles and Chiefs played and Mama Kelsey was wearing that jersey that was half and half,
Yes.
right? Do these guys' mom do the same thing?
I did put a little T under your initial here so that if it is a tie, I actually marked it down that I would remember that in case that actually happened. So
Okay.
it is written down here for you. Let's talk about the last game on this week's docket, and this one is near and dear to our hearts, but it's not near and dear this week. It's in Las Vegas, which is kind of our second home. We like going to Las Vegas, and that's the Broncos going on the road to take on the Los Angeles Raiders.
Okay, now here's the thing. If anybody wants to go and see this game in person, because Vegas is really just up to their eyeballs in shit right now, rooms are super cheap on the Strip.
Oh, yeah. F1 is this week, and you can get any room that you want on the Strip for $50 a night.
Why is Vegas having these problems?
And the F1 race is this week, and nobody showed up to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
they're trying to
nobody
get
showed up
commerce.
to watch it. So now they have to try to backfill all these rooms. So any hotel, you could go to the Bellagio and get a suite for $50 right now if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So just remember, if you want to go out for this game,
Yeah.
this is the game to go to, because not that it's going to be a good game, but the rooms are going to be hella cheap.
More importantly, let's talk about the football game, and that is that the Raiders are a home dog, which Matt loves. And so you know which way he went on this one. He is in favor of the Broncos, who have a 6-point differential in this one. Frank, what do you think about this game?
Yeah, the Raiders are just so bad everywhere right now. And the Broncos actually look good on defense. They look good on offense. This is one of those bad teams, even though it's an in-division game, that they should just pound on. And I don't see that being different this weekend.
Frank, full Delulu?
Yeah, full on.
Full on Delulu. Duchess, Bobby, what say ye?
I'm going to go with the Raiders just to be contrary.
Oh, you're evil. I even picked the Packers for you. Are you serious?
That's okay.
Well, just because you love me more than I love you, that's okay. I'm chill with it.
It's okay that you're wrong every once in a while. That's fine.
You know?
Mac, what do you think about this game? Full Delulu? Are we going
Well,
full Delulu
you
on
know,
this one?
I'm a Raider hater, and it just really depends on which Jacoby Myers shows up, because that's their only really good receiver. If the good Jacoby shows up, this could be a pretty good game to watch. But if he doesn't, then I'm going to be honest. The Broncos have surprised me. Everybody knows I predicted their record to be 4 and whatever for the whole year. They've already topped that. They're, right now, if they did the playoffs today, they'd be the 7th seed. I don't know that they're going to be able to hold on to it, but they have surprised me, and they do look better than I thought they would. Their defense is incredible, and everybody knows my phrase for football is offense scores points, defense wins games. It's just, as I've said that all my life.
I have quoted you on that on this show.
Yeah. There you go. So I'm going to have to go with the Broncos on this one. And even though I'm a lifelong fan, I'm going with the Broncos because they're really going to do it.
Yep, and those are all excellent points. I think this Broncos team, is just going to crush this Raiders team into dust.
Yeah, probably.
It's not even going to be a very close game. It's going to be reminiscent of the beatdowns that they used to give back when Gene Mingo used to play for them back in the 60s and 70s.
Is it going to be anything like when the Cleveland Spiders used to play?
No, because they used to lose a lot.
Well, so it'll be like the Cleveland Spiders for the Raiders.
Yeah. But anyways,
to get both of those in.
Matt as well picks the Broncos. We are full Delulu. We are going with the Broncos all the way on this one. There you go. There is Pew Pew Pick'em. We appreciate you guys kind of checking us out and joining in. Gonna kick everyone around the horn. Frank, I'm assuming you have a dipshit of the week.
Oh yeah, the Jets ownership, organization, and everything connected to the Jets currently. They're in full-on meltdown mode at this point. I wouldn't be surprised if they have an entirely new coaching staff next year because they're already getting a new GM and a new head coach. So
I wouldn't be surprised if they have an entirely new coaching staff before the end of this year. And I think that the new coach will be Aaron Rodgers. Wait, he's already running the show.
I wouldn't be surprised if you're right about that.
I would have to agree with what the Duchess just said because I was getting ready to say that Aaron will not be playing next weekend because after they buy him when they come back, he's going to be coaching.
Might as well.
Yeah.
I think
He's done everything else for this team.
Not only that, but he's demanding that the custodians be fired because they didn't clean his toilet well enough.
Well, it's probably because they used his toothbrush.
Yeah, all that ghee butter. My dipshit of the week is definitely LaMelo Ball. If you haven't seen it, take a look at it. We're not going to do it any justice on the air, but he's an idiot. So
what did he do?
There's a few others out there too. I'm not going to talk about it on the air, but he.
Okay.
We'll send it to you separate, Dad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He's just a jackass. It doesn't need to be encouraged.
No.
My dipshit of the week is King Goon for choosing the end of November to go into the mountains to go fishing with only a tent.
Oh, I mean, it's to be honest, like we are talking about. It's one of those big army type tents, and there's like a big wooden stove. Like I fish for like an hour a day, and then spend most of the time in the tent because
that's what
cold.
Dad used to take when he would go hunting.
Yeah,
I still think it's dumb.
Frank, do you have any final thoughts there, buddy?
Nothing today. Go Broncos. Nuggets are looking good. I'm generally happy. Oh, congratulations, Russell Westbrook. 200 career triple doubles. That is quite an achievement.
Yep. Pops?
Nothing to add. I'm just happy to be here, excited. I really appreciate the invite. And, I don't even have a dipshit of the month here right now. I'm kind of like, there's a lot of them out there, but it's too hard to pick just one.
Yeah. They're like Lay's potato chips.
You can't have just one.
Americans. Duchess, you got anything?
No, just the usual. Check us out on Nerds That Know as well. We have switched Nerds over to a completely new format where we are doing themed episodes. So far, we have done Star Trek, Star Wars, video gaming with the use of spreadsheets. We are doing a music cast next week to discuss an album that husband and special guest Lucy and Jesse were just given last night. They have 1 week to listen to the album in its entirety. My guess is a minimum of 4 to 5 times if I know these people like I think I know them. And
Did we get the name? Did we get the name of the album?
I was gonna say she said what we're doing like
go ahead
4 times, but she hasn't said the name of the album.
Go ahead. It is the Poseidon. I don't remember the name of it. Fuck. I have it saved on my Amazon Music. Okay. Wake of Poseidon by King Crimson.
Oh.
That is the
King
album.
Crimson,
The Wake of Poseidon by King Crimson.
I'm afraid I don't even know who King Crimson is.
Well, this just means that you have a week to listen to it, and that way you can provide your 2 cents when we go into this on Wednesday.
So it's a late 60s jam acid rock It's good. You'll enjoy the shit out of it for sure. You should check it out.
Yeah. So anybody else who wants to listen to the album and then provide your feedback, we will be live on Wednesday before Thanksgiving. So take a listen. Let us know what you guys think. Follow us on all of the social.
You froze.
You guys are frozen.
They froze.
Oh,
You froze for a minute there.
let me try
Wait,
that again.
Yes.
Follow us on all the things. Nerds that know on everything.
All right, I don't want to talk anymore, so I'm just going to close this thing out. Fuck you guys. Love
Catch
you,
us on all
brother.
the socials at My Brother's an Idiot and the Idiot Goons.
There you
All right.
go.
Bye, guys.
There you go.
And in case you guys don't know this, as the